Hey guys, so Workhorse stock has been going up in price recently, and in fact over the past month it has gone up by about 50%, and some of this is due to new information and news articles coming out about the company and about the future of the company. So in this video today I'm going to be having a little look at some of the news articles and some of the updates that have come out recently related to Workhorse, and why these have increased the price and why these have made the company more of an attractive purchase. So if this is the first time that you've heard of Workhorse, I encourage you to go back and check out my last video on the company. I uploaded it about a month ago, and this does cover the basics of what the company does and their sort of long-term business plan. And also guys, before we get into the video, if you do enjoy this video, remember to leave a like and also subscribe if you want to see more videos in the future, as it really does help me out a lot. And apart from that guys, let's get into the video. So first up is that Workhorse are recruiting a lot of people. So Workhorse and Lordsdale Motors have both been hiring new staff recently, which is very promising to see, as this means that neither companies are short on cash and that both are continuing to grow and aim at future growth. So last week, Workhorse did advertise that they're hiring over 200 new mechanical and electrical assembly workers, and this is for both Loveland, Ohio and Union City, Indiana. So Workhorse are also employing a variety of other roles, which include engineering, quality control, supervision and logistics. So there are lots of opportunities that are coming up for Workhorse. So in addition to this, Lordsdale Motors did also have 60 new job openings on their website towards the end of August. So a lot of jobs all around for both of these companies. So this does show that production is going to be going up in the near future, and this is regardless of whether Workhorse do win the USPS contract. So at the moment only 118 people work for Workhorse, so they're not going to be tripling their workforce without something big planned for the near future. So I think investors have definitely seen this as a very positive sign for the company. And personally, to me this really does suggest that insiders at Workhorse are confident that they're going to be given at least a portion of the USPS contract that is due to be announced soon, and it could even be possible that USPS have given them signals that they have won a part of the contract in order to allow Workhorse to prepare for the production increase that's going to be happening. So this is all very positive for the company. So Workhorse did also announce a strategic partnership with Hitachi. So on the 31st of August, Workhorse did announce that a strategic agreement had been made with Hitachi and Hitachi Capital, which is going to allow Hitachi to assess Workhorse's manufacturing and supply chain capabilities. So Hitachi has expertise in EV technology, smart factory automation and digital technology, and this will help Workhorse to improve and increase their manufacturing capacity so that they're ready to take on more orders when they do come in the future. So and Hitachi Capital will also help Workhorse to develop a national dealer network, which will also support sales with vehicle financing options for dealers and customers. So Hitachi Capital's involvement with Workhorse could help to convince fleet operators to place orders, especially with finance options available. So the news of the partnership has further increased the probability that Workhorse have got big plans that are in place for the near future. So if Workhorse were not likely to be drastically increasing their vehicle production in the near future, then there wouldn't really be any need to form a partnership with a company like Hitachi, as their capacity wouldn't be going up significantly. So again, this is all pretty positive to hear, and I think people have sort of assumed that production is going to be going up quite significantly soon, and based on this they've been buying into the stock. So it has also become very apparent recently that the USPS do urgently need to upgrade their vehicles. So there have been instances over the past month or so where USPS vehicles have caught fire, such as the truck that went up in flames in Natick a few weeks ago. So this is going to put a lot of pressure on the USPS to get the contract sorted out as soon as possible, so that they can get the new vehicles in place and replace the old and dangerous ones that are currently in operation right now. So additionally, on the 19th of August, the Trump administration said that they are considering greenlighting the $25 billion in emergency funding for the USPS. So Trump likes the good press and likes to be seen as the man that is turning things around for the better. And if he can be seen to be saving the USPS while also making sure that Workhorse get at least a portion of the contract, It will help him out a lot with winning the Ohio state vote as well for the upcoming election. So this is because, in case you didn't know, this is because the Workhorse factory is in Ohio, and if Workhorse do increase their production, then this will provide jobs in the Ohio area for the people who live there, and this will obviously increase Trump's favour in this state. So we've also been seeing ARK Invest add more shares to their portfolio. So ARK Invest have been continuously adding shares to their position in Workhorse in the ARK Autonomous Technology and Robotics ETF that they have, which is an ETF that has been performing extremely well in recent time. So their position in Workhorse now sits at over 600,000 shares, which is worth almost $12 million at the time of recording this video, and it is now their 20th largest position in the ETF. So there are 39 holdings in this ETF right now, and when Workhorse was first introduced to the ETF, it was right down at the bottom, but over time shares have been added consistently, and it has now grown to be where it is right now. So it is very encouraging to see a fund manager like ARK, which is run by Cathie Wood, have such faith in Workhorse as a company to be continually adding shares to their portfolio. So many new shares have been purchased recently that Workhorse is now weighted higher than Amazon, Apple and Nvidia in this ETF. So this gives investors a lot of faith that Workhorse is a good company to be in right now and has got a lot of long-term potential. So another interesting bit of news is that the Fed Chairman Jerome Powell announced on the 27th of August that there's going to be a major policy shift in relation to average inflation targeting. So this will mean that the central bank will be more inclined to allow inflation to run higher than the standard 2% target before they hike interest rates up. So this is good news for companies that are still fairly early on in their life cycle, such as Workhorse, because loans will now be easier to obtain and they will also cost less money. So this has come at a good time for Workhorse if they are looking to increase their production facilities in the future, as cash will be needed to do this. So this will mean that any future potential loan will be cheaper for them to obtain. So my final point for this video is how bright the future is for green delivery fleets, and this is based on an article by InvestorPlace that was recently posted. So InvestorPlace recently did a really good article on how much growth potential there is for green delivery fleets, and I will leave a link to that in the description. So about 23% of today's delivery fleets consist of clean technology, with this percentage likely to rise to nearly 50% within the next 5 years. So if this growth rate does continue, roughly 75% of America's 350,000 annual last mile delivery van market could be electric by 2030. This accounts for total annual deliveries of 260,000. So Workhorse has got lots of competitive advantages and a head start against opposition. So it is reasonable to estimate that Workhorse could obtain a 10% share of this market, which would equate to 26,000 deliveries by 2030. So by this point, the average sale price could be around 75,000, which would equate to about $2 billion in revenue by 2030. So if Workhorse have a 20% operating margin and a 20% tax rate, then this equates to approximately $315 million in potential net profits by 2030. And this is all very speculative, but it does sort of show how much potential there is there for Workhorse if things do go their way in the near future. So also, this estimate of revenue and profit does not even take into account or consider Workhorse's partnership with Lordstown Motors, or their delivery drones that they have, or their 50% stake in Surefly. So Workhorse does have other options for revenue apart from just their last mile delivery vehicles. And yeah, as I did say before, this is all pretty speculative. However, there is a significant probability that this does actually play out to similar figures to what the article did say. So this would put Workhorse in a brilliant position in the long run, or in the near sort of like 5 to 10 year period. And this does mean that the stock has got a ton of room to grow over the next 5 to 10 years. And to be honest, who knows where the stock could go? It could go incredibly high. We could see massive gains in the next 5 years or so. and overall I am pretty bullish on the company itself. So that is all for today's video, guys. Leave a comment below, let me know what your opinions are on Workhorse as a company. Also let me know if you've bought any recently, I'd be really interested to find out. Be sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video, and also remember to subscribe if you want to see more content like this in the future. Apart from that, guys, thanks a lot for watching.